Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to be making a short video on 17 things that I've learned in 17 years. So yeah, I hope you guys like it. If you do, make sure you give it a thumbs up. So I thought I might just make a video on just like a getting to know me sort of 17 things that I've learned in the 17 years that I've been human. So yeah. So my first thing today is that I know that I'm very privileged and I'm very grateful for it, even though my parents don't think I always act that way. But I am very grateful for everything they've done for me, and people that know sort of what I've done throughout the last 10 years of my life playing sport and stuff. They've been very supportive and it's honestly helped so much. So yeah, very grateful. So my second thing is that I have learnt that spending time with clever people is so motivating. Like, somehow their cleverness doesn't translate to you. I mean, sort of like if you spend time with them, you motivate yourself to want to be like them, but you know, sometimes you feel like you want to do better than them, even though you know it's quite a stretch. You do go on to like motivate yourself to be like them. So I think that's really important, that especially like mingling with people that are clever in the field that you obviously want to advance in is quite important. The third point I made kind of contradicts what I just said, but I'm going to say it anyway because I think there is two meanings behind it. So third thing is that comparing myself to other people is sort of the death of my success. I think a lot of people can relate to that. I mean, you can compare yourself to someone else in a way to motivate you, but if you kind of take that too far, then you're sort of like bogging yourself down and sort of, yeah. So basically, to sum that one up, is just don't compare yourself to someone else in a way that makes you feel worse than you are, because that's essentially really bad for you. And I've definitely learned that because I've sort of looked up to people, but then also looked up to them thinking, oh, I'll never be like them, but hopefully that's not true, and then you can sort of like build your success in a way that will make it true. The fourth thing I've learned is that you've always got to prove people wrong, and there are always people waiting and wanting you to fail, and they want to see you fail even though they don't act that way. So I think I don't think there's anyone that hasn't experienced this, but I've especially experienced this in my sporting career as such. It's sort of people act like they want you to do well, but like in their heart they're like, I want to do better. So I think it's really important to prove people wrong, and you know, don't just do it for you, do it to make yourself, like, be proud of yourself for you. Number 5. I have learned that friendships are so important in life, especially from the last couple of 2 to 3 years, I think. I've been to a couple of schools now and, you know, made different friends, and it's so important to have someone to speak to about like anything, being anything, and you know, someone that makes you feel happy and that you like spending time with. But at the same time, I also realise it's so important that you don't need to have a million friends, and you need to get rid of toxic friendships. Like, just no, we don't need them, because they are just so negative, and people are so fake these days. I mean, come on, you need real friends. Real friends are amazing. Fake friends are just As they say, you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with, so make sure the 5 people are amazing and not fake. Number 6 is that I am fully aware that I am my own biggest competition. Like, I have stupidly high expectations of myself, and when I don't get them, I think I'm like such a failure. You know, I feel like people can relate to me in that way, because I sort of expect so much of myself, like unrealistically, and then I get there and I do a lot worse than what I could have done if I hadn't expected myself to be in that position, if that makes sense. So yeah. And also, anyone that knows me probably knows that I portray myself to not have high expectations, but in reality I think we all have pretty high expectations of ourselves. But I think it's actually a good thing sometimes, until it gets to a point when it's too much stress and too much pressure, and then it's a bad thing. Number 7 is, I actually really like planning ahead, especially when it comes to like revision. I like planning for at least like the next week, but I'm also very good at not sticking to the plan whatsoever. So I sort of make these sort of like revision timetables. I'm like, today I'm going to do this topic, tomorrow I'm going to do this topic, and then I get to the day and I'm like, actually I want to do something else. Number 8 is that I think that mistakes can't really hurt you if you learn from them, can they? I don't know, that's a bit controversial, but mistakes do need to be made, I think, and no one is ever going to live their life without making mistakes, and sometimes you just got to accept it and move on and sort of learn from the positives, which I must say I'm not terribly good at, but I'm trying. Number 9 did not take me very long to actually learn, because it is the fact that I know that I have literally zero musical and artistic talent. Really bad. I'm really bad at it. It's worrying. Number 10 is that I'm actually quite good at procrastinating. A lot of people think that I do like hours and hours of revision on end, but no. Like, I sit there and I do my work and then I sort of deviate off to do random other things. Like, I'll do some online shopping. Not online shopping, I'll just like scroll through, won't even choose anything, and then I'll spend like an hour and then realise I haven't done an hour of work and feel so guilty, and then try and do more work, and it doesn't. Number 11 is a pretty straightforward one. I love food, like love it. I think my best friends know this very well. Like, I love ice cream, I love chocolate, I like anything sweet, I even like vegetables. I mean, I'll just eat anything. There's only like a few things that I don't like avocado. Texture, man, it's weird. But yeah, I love food, like really do. But I can't cook, so I might struggle later in life, but I love food. 12. I'm quite lazy. Quite lazy. Like, when I played sport, I used to wake up so early in the morning to like go to the gym and stuff, and now I really value my sleep. Like, I really like sleeping. I'm quite lazy to do things. Like, when you're like revising and you have to go downstairs for something, it's like, downstairs, that's so far away. Unless, of course, it's to eat, in which case I'll be there in a second. But I mean, having said that, I still do like playing my sport, don't get me wrong. It's just the fact like getting ready and getting changed and actually getting there takes a lot of effort. 13. After my GCSEs, I sort of felt like I've done so much revision, I know so much, like a lot. Sort of come to the realisation now that I'm doing my A-levels that there is so much more to every subject. So yeah, so number 13 is basically, I have come to the realisation that I will forever be learning, like after GCSEs, A-levels and university, and then even within the profession that I go into, there will be still lots of learning to do throughout the whole of my career, so learning never stops. Number 14 is a weird one. I'm quite good at overthinking things. Like, just anything really, like even like a conversation, like what do they really mean, sort of thing. But also sort of realise that I spend a lot of time worrying about being liked as a person. Don't know if that's sort of like correlates to anyone else, but number 15 is a really nice one. I love travelling, like I honestly love it so much, and I'm always feeling my best when I'm travelling. Not that I don't like England, but you know what I mean. It's nice that, like, I've been to quite a few countries and it's so nice to see like different cultures and sort of like realise that there is so many different things going on in this world. I didn't say that correctly. What I was coming to say was that it's so eye-opening to see like the rest of the world, and knowing that there's so much more out there that you haven't seen, and we've sort of been like locked in England for my whole life. That sort of makes me really want to travel in the future. So I'm really hoping that the career that I choose will involve some sort of travelling, because I will be so grateful. 16 is that I have realised that one person can make such a big influence if they want to. So it's sort of crazy how many people you can make proud, you know, like you can make such an influence on someone else and not even know it. Like I've sort of felt like in the past I've sort of influenced like younger people, like especially with like sport and stuff. I think it's really important that you're aware of the fact that your actions do or can affect other people, so got to be conscious of them all the time. And lastly, number 17 is probably the most important one, is that being kind to everyone is so priceless. Like you don't know what people are going through, you know, like the least you can do is be a nice person, I think, and offer help when you can and be kind. I don't think that we should be not nice to someone if we don't have a reason not to be, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think being kind is so nice and it's rewarding as well. So guys, that's the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and I will be back later.